Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Tuesday, August 19, 2025. And in the news this evening, police confirm another escapee from the Constant Spring police lockup. The police have confirmed a ninth escapee from the Constant Spring police lockup. He has been identified as 25-year-old Kemal Kelly of Mannings Hill District, St. Andrew. He is charged with assault at a common law and using a firearm to commit a scheduled offense. The police had initially reported that 8 men escaped the lockup, with one of them recaptured shortly after. The other men still at large are Richard Bishop, 19-year-old, of an Olympic Way address in St. Andrew, who is charged with burglary and larceny. Talik Chambers, 23 years old, of a Burlington Avenue address in St. Andrew, who is charged with identity theft. Brandon Ennis, 26 years old, of Belvedere Red Hills, St. Andrew, who is charged with possession of prohibited weapon. Junior Anthony Barnes, 26 years old, of Iron River Stony Hill, St. Andrew, who is charged with possession of weapon and ammunition. Don Q. Douglas, 26 years old, of Oxford Street, Kingston, charge unknown. Alonzo Espute, 19 years old, of Cassava Peace, St. Andrew, who is charged with murder. And Free Messias, 18 years old, of Pinto, Stony Hill, St. Andrew, who is charged with rape. The police are reminding members of the public that it is a criminal offense to harbor a fugitive. Man's decomposing body found inside St. Catherine House. Police assigned to the St. Catherine South Division have launched an investigation into the death of a 42-year-old man whose body was discovered inside a house in the parish on Monday night. The deceased has been identified as Victor Timal, otherwise called Defi, unemployed, of Sargood Lane, Red Ground District, Old Harbor, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 7:30 p.m., the police received information that a body was found with burn marks inside a one-room board dwelling. Upon their arrival, the decomposing body of Timal was found. The scene was processed and the body removed for post-mortem examination to be conducted. The police theorized that Timal died from about August 11. Detectives assigned to the Old Harbor Criminal Investigations Branch are conducting a probe into the matter. Teachers now more militant over wage talks, new JTA president warns. Mark Malabver, the newly installed president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, is warning that Jamaica's teachers could take industrial action if the government does not amend its wage offer to the nation's 25,000 educators. Addressing the JTA's 61st annual conference at the Princess Grand Hotel in Green Island, Hanover, on Monday evening, Malabver rubbished the Ministry of Finance 4-year offer of 0% in year 1, followed by 2.5% in each of the remaining 3 years. That offer was made during wage talks held on August 15, when JTA representatives walked out of a meeting with Finance Minister Favour Williams. It is the heights of disrespect for the government to have offered us 0% in year 1 and 2.5% in each subsequent year. We boldly rejected this proposal, and somebody needs to tell Antife that 0% cannot buy a Pro Box, the tough-talking Malabver told the JTA delegates. He was referencing a widely mocked comment made by Williams in March this year when she suggested that a Jamaican could make a down payment on a Toyota Pro Box motorcar by saving $2,000 per month over 3 years. All we ask is that we are paid a livable wage. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with the livelihood of 25,000 teachers who are drawn from across the length and breadth of this country. The leadership of the JTA is in no position at this time to guarantee normalcy going forward, Malabver continued. The teachers are now more militant than ever. We are highly agitated and we will not be insulted any longer. Malabver also called on Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon to side with Jamaica's educators as they continue their battle for improved wage agreements. Westmoreland man charged with arson. The Westmoreland police have charged a man in connection with a fire that damaged several businesses in a building located in Grange district of Glenislee last Friday. Charged with arson is 34-year-old Sadiki Brown, a resident of Grange district. Reports from the Whithorn police are that about 7:30 a.m., residents noticed the smoke coming from a structure that houses several businesses. They investigated and allegedly saw Brown fleeing the premises. Shortly afterward, the building was engulfed in flames. The police and the fire department were alerted and the cooling down operations were carried out. Damage to the building has been estimated at over $4 million, the police reported. Reports were subsequently given to the police and the statements were recorded implicating Brown. Shortly after the incident, residents handed Brown over to the police. He was charged on Monday, August 18, following a question and answer session in the presence of 2 justices of the peace. A court date is currently being finalized. Manchester woman charged for allegedly stabbing spouse during an altercation. A Manchester woman was charged on Monday for allegedly stabbing her common-law husband during an altercation. She is 54-year-old Anne-Marie Chantelope, a domestic helper of Battersea District in Poros, who is charged with unlawful wounding. The police report that on Sunday, August 17, about 1 p.m., Chantelope and her common-law husband were involved in an altercation that became physical. During the dispute, a knife was reportedly brought into play, which Chantelope used to inflict wounds to her partner. A report was made to the police and she was subsequently charged. A court date for her is currently being finalized. PNP and the JLP election debate teams announced. There will be 2 group debates and the leaders' debate between the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party ahead of the general election on September 3. For the first time in its 23-year history, the debate on the economy will be a group debate. It has previously taken place between the Minister of Finance and the opposition spokesman on finance. Details of the debates were announced by the Jamaica Debates Commission during a press conference in Kingston on Tuesday morning. Chairman of the JDC, Brian Schmidt, said the group format for the economy debate was due to it being the weakest debate over the years. He said group debates are more popular. The first debate on social issues will take place on Saturday, August 23, followed by the economy debate on Tuesday, August 26, and the leaders' debate between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the opposition leader Mark Golding on Thursday, August 28. Damien Crawford, Raymond Price, and Sophia Fraser-Binns will represent the PNP in the social issues debate. The JLP will be represented by Pernell Charles Jr., Kamina Johnson-Smith, and Matthew Samuda. For the economy debate, the PNP will be represented by Julian Robinson, Peter Bunting, and Keisha Anderson. The JLP will be represented by Favour Williams, Dana Morris-Dixon, and Dr. Christopher Tufton. More than half of Jamaicans not swayed by election promises, says poll. Most Jamaicans have indicated that they are not swayed by election promises. That's according to the findings of the latest RJR Gleaner-Don Anderson poll. Just over half, or 56.9% of those polled, says the campaign pledges will not decide which party will get their vote as the parties step up activities to win over the electorate. Ahead of the September 3 poll, only 29% say the opposite, indicating that election promises made by parties as they campaign largely influence how they vote and which party they will vote for. Meanwhile, 14.1% say the commitments made on the campaign trail will have little impact on how they vote. Don Anderson, head of Market Research Services, provided a breakdown of the results based on demographics.
We find that males are more likely to be influenced than females. 33% of the males, as against 29% overall, but 33% of the males say that they election promises have a big impact on them, as against 25% of the females. Essentially 60%, 6 out of every 10 females say it has no impact on them. The equivalent number amongst the males is 54%. So between the 25 and the 65 age group, that's where the biggest responders are to election promises.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.